because he enjoys to see the pain, real pain.
In an attempt to force him to cooperate, Nieuwoudt paraded Custer-Jack in his car around Port Elizabeth. By appearing to befriend Custer, Nieuwoudt intended to let ANC colleagues think Custer had betrayed them.
He points, is that one? Is that one? The people move back like that, you know, they scared that, oh, there comes Custer. And he started to give you cigarettes. Oh, Custer, have a cigarette. The aim was to strip you any kind of honor, which is another method of torture they use. It was the strength of our own conviction, to be honest, that we managed to go through all that.
Both Custer-Jack and Nieuwoudt still live in the Port Elizabeth area, where, since the end of apartheid, Custer has become a millionaire. Nieuwoudt hasn't worked since he left the force. A strange bond has formed between the two men.
He phoned me about a week ago. He wanted to know whether I can buy some calamari or squid, which he claims he had. I just said no, thank you, because we don't buy squid like that. We got our boats that cash for us. But had it been a good business proposal, I would have bought it.
I'm glad he's made a success of his business. But I really got no resentment or hate or anything that concern. You see, that's, so long as we can live in peace and harmony, that's all I'm concerned about.
When he sees me now these days, he feels like he sees us as messiahs. He always hang on every word that we can say.
How do you feel about that?
I am a satisfied person. I'm a satisfied man. I'm a happy man. A man that is very, very pleased with the turn of events.
Nieuwoudt was refused amnesty in connection with the death of Steve Biko. He's awaiting trial over charges involving torture and unlawful killing.
If I've looked at now back into it, is it worth it? I said, no, it's not worth it. Because the government didn't play their part. Although I was giving my more than 100% or more than 110%, I gave my life to government, to put them in power. But yet, where are they today? That's the difference.
אני לא מכחיש שיש שימוש בלחץ פיזי בעיקר מתון.
I don't deny that we use moderate physical pressure against terrorists who intend to murder innocent people. What I call a ticking bomb.
Michael Kubi is a former senior interrogator for Shin Bet, the Israeli security service. He believes that Israel's approach to interrogation points the way ahead for others confronted by terrorists, like Palestinian suicide bombers. In the 1980s, Israel sanctioned a degree of force during interrogations, provided intelligence was urgently required to save lives, in so-called ticking bomb cases.
We were told about a group which had just departed for a major attack in the center of Israel. We arrived at the Eretz barrier and saw one of the suspects who denied belonging to this group, so we were forced to use physical pressure. Obviously, he confessed very quickly. We followed his group and caught the car and found a lot of weapons and explosives in it. We prevented a large attack and the deaths of innocent people.
ובכך מנענו מיקוח גדול והרג של אזרחים חפים מפשע.
These methods did prevent some attacks, but in 1999, under pressure for its coercive interrogation methods, Israel banned the use of all force during questioning. But Palestinians like Khalil Khalili say coercive methods are still being used, methods they regard as torture.
On one occasion, an officer asked me a question, and when I didn't answer him, he punched me with his hand so hard that the watch he was wearing broke on my mouth.
In 2002, Khalil was picked up and questioned by the Israeli security forces.
My legs were chained to the back legs of a torture chair, while my hands were handcuffed behind my back. I was 11 consecutive days in the same position, unable to sleep or move my hands or legs.
Eventually, Khalil cracked. He had, in fact, driven his brother-in-law, a Hamas suicide bomber, on his final journey.
Of course, the reason why I gave them the information I had was their threats to kill my wife and children and demolish my house.
Michael Kubi believes the international conventions governing torture are outdated.
There shouldn't be the situation where there are United Nations conventions, Geneva Conventions, or any other conventions banning any use of physical pressure. Whether it's tying hands, covering the head, or starvation, it's time to establish new conventions which will